Okay, I really hope that you guys are ready to get filthy, filthy, filthy dirty because this is no holds barred. We're gonna talk about the ins and outs of meme coins. We're gonna go deep into meme coins. When I was about to start the panel, I was speaking to Santi and I said, oh, you've also converted into meme coins. And he said, yeah, I was skeptical in the beginning and now I'm not skeptical anymore. So I think probably that's a good place to start because I was also skeptical in the beginning and now I'm not skeptical anymore. Yeah. What changed your mind?
Yeah, for context, I've been investing in crypto, I guess, since 2012. So meme coins have been around pretty much since the inception of crypto, right after Bitcoin. And they've been a huge market kind of ever since, right? And so it can be frustrating when you're trying to reinvent the internet or the financial system of the world, and a dog meme coin is worth more than DeFi's market cap. And oftentimes.
No, but the dog has a hat.
Correct.
No, he has a hat.
Now it does, so it's cuter. But nonetheless, I think time and time again this industry has been discounted, especially by people outside. They've been critical of scams. They've been critical of, even Bitcoin. Now we have an ETF. It's an institutional asset class. It is an asset class in and of itself. And so, in that journey, meme coins really initially for me were a distraction. But now, it doesn't really matter what I think. Clearly, crypto there's a lot of entertainment value in the space, and the ability to tokenize culture, to tokenize many different things that haven't been possible before are important. And, meme coins serve also a really important purpose of, being onboarding mechanisms, right? So what's to say that a meme coin like WIF, how is that any different or actually better than a project that has very low float, very low circulating supply, and sort of trading at this sort of very big discrepancy between FDV and fully diluted market cap? Meme coins are very accessible, and people clearly like them. So
you could say that meme coins are the most fair part of this industry for retail investors, other than Bitcoin.
Absolutely. I agree.
I would disagree, actually. It's sometimes are the most fair, sometimes are the exact opposite. Depends on how they're launched and how they grow, right? So, like for example, we look into things like sheep and how sheep became sheep. There was a lot of things happening behind the scenes, a team accumulating that kind of thing. We look into WIF right now. It's extremely fair, I think. It is better because there's no VCs dumping on you. But I decide it's like.
So I think you're right. I think you're right, and I think let's talk about it. But I think before we get there, because now you're talking about the real technical side. For me, meme coins serve a lot of good things in this industry. And to be honest, I was quite against meme coins. I also said that they were a distraction. Then I realized that, number one, they were a very good way to get people into chains. Second thing is that they were a very good way to test change. So testing chains in terms of how much pressure can a chain take on a launch, how many transactions can a chain do per second, et cetera, et cetera. Meme coins serve that ultimate purpose. Culture, I think it's an obvious one. And I think I want to read you guys a tweet. The tweet came from Camilla Russo. She wrote the book, the Ethereum book. I don't remember what it's called. The Ethereum Machine, I think it's called. Yeah. She said, meme coins might be to this cycle what ICOs were for the 2017 run and what NFTs were for the 2021 runs. Two generous views. They are a more honest version of ICOs and a more democratic version of NFTs. I followed that up with a tweet where I asked people, are you more connected to your NFT community or are you more connected to your meme coin community? And the reason why I asked that was because I hold some NFTs, but I feel much closer to the people in the Boden community or the Horan community than I feel to any of the punks or the apes or whatever else. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think that memes are going to replace NFTs as the cultural token. Alex?
I think it's a matter of price, actually. Like the reason we are connecting with the Bodens is that price is going up. Therefore, everybody's happy and everybody's like really pushing forth. On the NFT side, is the opposite. So kind of hard to connect with an audience.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I agree with you because the problem with an NFT is that it's not subdivisible unless you use the ERC 404 standard. An NFT is not really subdivisible, which means that NFTs excluded a lot of people. Once the community was formed, the community became exclusive and excluded a lot of people. When you talk about a meme coin, the community is very inclusive because with $2.80, you can be part of the WIF community.
Yeah. Yeah, and not everyone can afford a 10,000 collection NFT, right? There is friction associated with just the accessibility of NFTs. But you know, everyone can buy, to your point, you know, a meme coin. It's much more accessible. There's also very different categories of meme coins that we're starting to see this cycle. Political satire is one that I kind of missed. You know, I was looking at Bowden early on and Trump. I've been very fascinated with prediction markets, this idea of, you know, the market tells you really good information. You can price probabilities around that and better than your news channel. But actually, these type of meme coins have been actually really interesting to observe when there's, you know, there's going to be the U.S. elections coming up. There's a lot of trading activity on the Trump and Bowden meme coins. A lot of it is also political satire, right? The idea that it's not Biden, it's Bowden, right? And there's NFTs attached to that. I don't think it's mutually, like it's not either or. Bowden, as an example, has NFTs and has a meme coin. I think the combination of the two makes it incredibly accessible. And clearly people like it and they want to participate. Gun in my head, I would say that there's better community, more scalable community with a meme coin than there is with a NFT collection that is limited in supply.
Yep.
I want to ask you guys a controversial question. The father of all meme coins, and I mean, I want to hear your opinion too. The father of all meme coins was obviously Doge. So Doge was, we could say, the big meme coin. Is Doge still a meme coin about a dog? Or is it a bet on a financial system that's going to be integrated into Twitter? Because I'm very confused.
The latter. I think it's the latter.
What do you guys think? Who believes that Doge is still a meme coin about a dog? Put your hands up. So I take it the rest of you believe that it's an option around a Twitter financial currency?
There's clearly interest because Elon is a big advocate of Dogecoin. I've met with a number of teams that have tried to build on top of Dogecoin to build functionality. At the end of the day, you're tokenizing attention. And when you have a lot of attention, you can do a lot with that. Every team, I mean, I would argue the ultimate meme coin is Bitcoin. And then, like, Bitcoin, this idea of fixed supply is a meme in and of itself.
Dangerous territory, man. Eh?
But look, I'm not that far away from him.
I agree, but
I mean, everything is a
people,
meme. When everything is a social construct. Fiat, the way we think about what gives value to the world, where we divert our attention. A meme coin is just encapsulating that. So you can create a meme coin out of anything. We can create a meme coin out of this panel and how stupid we are about this. Like,
I see it different. I got to be honest. I see it different. I see every single project in crypto as a meme. And
some
at
are just
some
more
point,
transparent than others.
Except the layer ones. Except the layer ones. I see every project in crypto as a meme until it actually proves that it has a use case, a real use case with adoption and users, like a DEX. But otherwise, to me, I've started to treat every single project in crypto as a cultural meme. And until the project can prove to me that that project has real utility and real users, I separate it from the meme into a useful project. That's why, in my mind, Doge is no longer a meme coin. It was a meme coin, and now it's become a financial system that may or may not be integrated into Twitter. And the price of that option is currently trading at $5 billion or whatever, or $7, I haven't looked at the market cap. But you're paying a $7 billion option that this is going to be integrated into meme coins. I don't know how you feel about that.
Doge is transcended everything, I think, in that sense that it's kind of like Elon Musk using Doge to make a mockery of our financial system. That's kind of like, I think, the fundamental piece of Doge is that. The second one is Twitter, right? Is integrating it as a currency, as you say.
Yeah.
So are meme coins allowed to have functionality?
Yeah, bonk. Bitcoin.
You could argue on the margin that the purest memes don't have functionality. There are obviously people that think, something like Bonk. There's Bonk bot. There's a team behind it. There's a lot of utility that they've trying to integrate. And obviously it's difficult to understand why it's underperformed other memes since then, like in November of last year, they started rolling out a lot of utility. People within the Solana community were critical of that. They're like, look, a meme should just be pure. It's like NFTs when they started promising utility. It's like, no, just keep it pure. I mean, CryptoPunks are CryptoPunks because they don't pretend to be anything else other than art. Your question around how much is priced in Doge is a really good one. I mean, I haven't thought about it. It's hard to kind of tell how much of it is that.
If Elon said tomorrow, I'm not integrating Doge into Twitter ever, it's against the US law. What is the price of the Bitcoin of Doge?
Minus 40% in 1
I
month.
would argue it's not minus 40. Doge has been, I mean, it's traded off its all-time high, obviously, as everything else in crypto, but it's lasted and endured so many different cycles. The price of Doge, I mean, Elon has been talking about Doge, but not even hinting about it being useful and paying for Teslas and whatnot. And Doge was at its all-time high. Elon was not even intimating that it was going to be used for anything else other than it's just a fun meme. So near term, yeah, there might be some price action associated with that, but I think long term, I think, we bought with PleaserDAO the original NFT of Doge, the dog. It's owned by a Japanese person, and so we bought that NFT. We owned the first picture of that dog, and we fractionalized it because we think it's incredible just value of like the dog itself. It's such a recognizable piece of culture. That has value. I don't think you need to embed it in the financial system. I don't think it has to have any utility because people like it.
I think memes, to me, as I said, I was against memes. And I realized that actually the reason why we're all here, and I'm going to call a spade, I hope no one from the outside judges us, but if you're here, you're probably in the same headspace as I am. We're all here because we're gamblers. Let's just be honest. I mean, yes, I claim to be an investor, but I'm actually here because I'm a gambler. And so far, the best use case for blockchain is gambling. The reason why I enjoy it so much is because I like investing in very small shitcoins and hoping that they're going to go from $10 million market cap to $1 billion market cap. And yes, I understand the technology, but ultimately I'm gambling. And I think that meme coins are the cheapest and most fun way of gambling that I've found in the blockchain world. I don't know how you feel about that.
I would make a distinction between gambling and speculating. And there's nuance there.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's the same thing.
It is definitely not the same thing. Gambling and speculation. Whenever you're investing, you're speculating. You believe that something will happen. You have.
I believe the price will go up.
Yeah, there's speculation in everything that you do in investing. Gambling is using 100x leverage to go long on that investment. Gambling puts you in a position where you can no longer play the game. We're speculating. You speculate on everything, not just when you're investing.
Okay, so then I'm not a gambler. I'm just a speculator.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree with the notion that there's a lot of entertainment value in crypto. It's a 24/7, 365 casino. We constantly hear this. There's a lot of value in that.
But it's a speculation casino.
Correct. There's also gambling. And I think that there's a distinction because, I mean, for me, that was a realization. Like, some people gamble in this industry. They get liquidated constantly.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
And I'm not mentioning any names, but today I saw a DApp that promised me that they was going to scan every human's hand using a mobile phone. I'm not going to mention names. I'm not mentioning names. And they are going to use that as proof of realness in the AI world. And I also saw a cat with a hat. and they both promised me that their price is going to go up. Which one has a more chance of price going up?
Well,
The
I would be skeptical of anyone promising you the price goes up because no one can guarantee that.
I'm just saying, to me, there's no difference between an app that's going to scan the hands of every human in the world and a cat that's got a hat.
Well, the thing about the cat with the hat is it competes with a lot of cats and a lot of, penguins and dogs, and there's so many of those. The hand thing competes with WorldCoin and another one.
It wasn't,
with,
yeah, it's,
63 billion FDB WorldCoin or more, somewhere around there.
We can have discussions about WorldCoin and the circulating supply.
We're going down this path where we're discrediting the use cases. This technology has incredible applications for coordination. Now you can coordinate many things. You can coordinate attention. You can coordinate humans to do a certain particular type of action, like mining a cryptocurrency that purportedly has some value, which was Bitcoin in the early days. Bitcoin in the early days was an ultimate meme. Think about this idea. You're going to convince people to expend energy to mine something called Bitcoin and have them believe that it has some value. That, at the time, people don't remember this because they don't appreciate, at the time, that was ludicrous.
I agree.
And now Bitcoin is worth 69,000 or 61,000, and all of a sudden Bitcoin has an ETF, and all of a sudden Bitcoin has solidified itself into a digital gold narrative. It's important to encapsulate these moments of history because people forget that in the early days, Bitcoin was a meme coin.
Let me give you another example.
Is.
Let me give you another example. I'll take you to where I think meme coins, the more serious part of meme coins. I remember when CryptoKitties launched on Ethereum and the network stopped. You all remember that? And at the time, we were all angry that this chain that was supposed to democratize finance was being clogged up by a bunch of cats. Fast forward one cycle later, that became the NFT, and the NFT is now probably the platform for all ticketing, identification, everything else in the world. This is what I see about meme coins. If you're in fashion, your job is to try and forecast what the next trend is going to be around fashion. Give you a simple example. Is it going to be a V-neck or is it going to be a round neck? Is it going to be a high shoe or is it going to be a low shoe? I think that what meme coins do is they allow people to see trends before they happen in a very fun way. What's going to be culturally relevant and what's not going to be culturally relevant. I call meme coins the biggest roulette in the world. And except the roulette, you actually control the outcome. And you can take bets on what's going to be more popular. Is it going to be a high heel shoe or a low heel shoe? Is it going to be a dog or is it going to be a cat? Is it going to be a hat or is it going to be a cap? And I think what we've created is we've created a different type of prediction market that is actually driven through culture and profitability. And I think that that's one of the real world use cases that we have for crypto.
Well, let me give you an example. You look at the US presidential elections when Trump won.
Perfect example.
You have all these political pundits, Nate Silvers of the world, CNN. No one predicted Trump would win. Why? Because most people in the voters were actually afraid to say they were going to vote for Trump. So clearly, information there was something wrong in predicting these things. Why? Because there's no value, right? When you hear a political analyst or a financial analyst, or when you hear someone like me talk about something like a meme coin, the first thing you should ask yourself is, how much value have I actually put on the line when I'm saying I actually, like meme coins? The answer is a lot. So it's important to understand when you're transacting value.
It's a prediction market.
There's a very strong signal. If you're not transacting value, it's kind of all bullshit, really. And that's when you see the media, when you see political experts talk about, their predictions, even economists, there's no value behind it. They're certainly staking their reputation, you could argue, but they're not staking financial value. Markets, on the other hand, are transacting value constantly about, is the dog with a hat worth more than a cat with a hat, or is Bowden worth more than Trump?
Democratized prediction market.
The market is a true arbiter of truth. And so why? Because there's value transacted. Crypto in and of itself allows for it's a global untethered capital market, and you've never had that. And so that's really the novelty, is that now you're tokenizing things, concepts, and you're letting the market sort of run its course and come up with a certain price in real time about these things. And so there's a lot of signal. To your point, it's a really good one. Could you tokenize, and could, down the line, a fashion expert be looking at a meme and saying, hey, maybe we should sell the dog with hats? I would buy it.
I think that what you're saying is that it's a democratized prediction market that anyone can participate in and has something to gain or lose. And I think that that's where you hit the nail on the head.
I take way more stock in a market that is telling me information in real time. That's crypto. That's a meme. That's Bitcoin. Like, look at 3 in the morning. I woke up. There's obviously this news around, Iran and Israel escalation. Financial markets are closed. Some markets, not all of them, are open. Crypto all of a sudden reacts in real time. So that in and of itself is telling you in real time how the financial markets are pricing in risk. And people in the traditional financial industry are looking at that as the barometer of risk over on the weekends when markets are not open. And so that in and of itself is a really strong signal. What I'm going with all this is meme coins are an extension of that.
You woke up when I went to sleep, just for the record. I want to talk about how fair meme coins actually are. And Alex, you touched on this point before. And I think that majority of people believe that meme coins are very fair on retail investors. To be honest, we're launching a meme coin tomorrow. It's called Gummy. And I want to walk you through this, not because I want to show the coin, because I actually want you not to buy the coin. But one of the things that I've learned about launching a coin is that it's actually not as fair as you think. And the reason why it's not as fair as you think is because what happens is, as the coin is launched, snipers buy up the majority of the supply. And unless you're a genius and you know how to read on-chain data, you probably don't know this, and you think that you're buying into a retail coin. One of the biggest things that worries me about our coin, and every coin launch, is that it will get sniped, and then you'll have non-community members / bad actors holding a big part of the coin, and then dumping the price after everyone gets in. With that in mind, how botted or how fair is this game to the retail investor, and how can the retail investor actually protect themselves and play the fun game without getting screwed by, like they were screwed by the VCs in pre-sales? How can the retail investor play this game without getting screwed?
It's not fair, actually, at all. Now, the same thing happens with all coins, not just meme coins. So the difference is on meme coins, you only have snipers dumping on you. On other coins, you have BCs and snipers dumping on you, pretty much. So on a meme coin, you can, if you are slow, you can wait out, you can study on-chain data and study what's happening behind the scenes and wait for the right time to get in. But the truth is, as you say, Ron,
but Alex,
the biggest problem is that.
With respect, with the VC game, the token comes to the market, it's got a 1 billion valuation or a 500 million valuation. It's quite hard to snipe that. With meme coins, they create them with such small liquidity that the opening market cap is $40,000. Yeah. And for the sniper to snipe up 80% of the supply, he needs he needs $32,000, and he has 80% of the supply in his pocket.
It's not an issue of meme coins, it's just MEV. But you had that in the ICO. I mean,
it's not MEV, because in this case, the sniper actually holds the coins.
No. I mean, it is MEV, right? Because the ability for the sniper to bot it, like just paying a miner to actually process, or the validator to process a transaction included in the block, it is MEV. It's a fundamental architecture problem that is not inherent to meme.
Maybe you're right.
It's just an issue of where
it's a liquidity thing. It's initial liquidity.
I mean, the more interesting question is, some meme coins, some projects purport it to be, this sort of like fair launch, when in reality, it's important to understand where the distribution of these meme coins are going. There's some developers that are keeping a lot of these supply for themselves. Funny enough, the market ultimately finds this out, and those projects are not successful. The most successful projects, in my opinion, if you look at it, are the ones where mostly an anonymous team, and they actually either burn most of the supply or distribute it, and they don't keep much to themselves. Now, there's not like a playbook to all of this. I think people should be compensated for their work. But
Let me ask you
on a relative scale, it does bring us, meme coins do bring us back closer to ICOs, which were a fairer game to investing or speculating or gambling, or however you want to call it, than the current construct of private rounds, multiple private rounds, and then a token launch with this very big discrepancy between circulating supply. Like look at WorldCoin, you know, just as an example. And it's not just a problem with WorldCoin, but WorldCoin has like a $120 billion fully diluted market cap. And I know FTV is a meme, but who in their right mind thinks that WorldCoin is going to do a 10x from here? I mean, it's very challenging when you look at the supply mission of WorldCoin or many projects and say, do you actually support this valuation? And the answer is most likely not. Probabilistically, WorldCoin supporting a $120 billion valuation is kind of ridiculous. I understand, but whereas a meme coin, at least you understand all the coins are in circulation.
Agree.
It's an actual fair, like when you think about, when you're calculating, okay, what is this project worth? I would argue you couldn't sell your WorldCoin tokens, which are mostly concentrated in the hands of people that are locked, and get that price that the market, like in the order book, you probably know this better than I do, you cannot clear that price.
But Santi, one of the things that is more fair about the ICO, IDO, private sale thing is that at least you know what valuation the VCs got in at, what their unlock schedules are. So at least you know the rules of the game. You know that if I'm buying WorldCoin, 90% of the supply is locked up, 80% of it's in Sam Altman's left pocket, 5% is in his right pocket, and the rest is with his sister. You know that because it's written, and you know what the valuations were, and you know what the unlock schedules are.
Yeah,
the thing that worries me about meme coins is that, look, I'm going to be honest, because no one wants to talk about it, but I'm going to be honest. The devs are launching coins. First of all, if I don't make it to tomorrow, I've got no plans of committing suicide, just so you know. So the problem is that the devs are launching coins. In the same block or in the second block, they're sniping up their own coin. And then you feel that you're buying a fair coin in the market. And later on, when the thing gets to $100 million, $100 billion valuation, the anonymous devs who have nothing to lose are feeding those tokens back to you and exiting. And at least when I play the VC game, okay, I'm getting screwed, but I know the rules, and I know when the unlocks are going to happen, and I know who's dumping on me, and I know what they paid.
Yeah, but you still also know which wallet's dumping on you for the meme coin. What I would argue, though, is meme coins actually distribute all of the supply at once, and so for the most part. And so you don't have this like very weird skewedness between circulating and fully diluted. And so the price is actually a better barometer in real time.
But you do, actually. When the liquidity, the initial liquidity is very low, the ratio is absolutely bananas.
I don't think you understand how bad the game is. I'm going to be honest, and again, I have no plans of committing suicide, just so everyone knows. But some of the proposals I was looking at for people to help us launch our meme coin, they said to us, look, would you like us just to launch it? It costs you X $1,000. If you would like us to launch it and snipe 80% of the supply and distribute it into 500 different wallets so no one would ever know, and then send it to a centralized exchange over time, this is the price.
Yep.
I mean, that's the game.
Yeah, I mean, inherently no different than other coins.
It's
I
very
would
different.
argue the probability of a meme coin project doing that to be successful is much lower. Because what makes a meme coin, like every other project, is this idea of a community. Now, good luck trying to sell that 80% supply over time.
Well, there are counterexamples, actually, like Pepe. Pepe
Yes. Pepe's exactly the example.
Exactly that. That's what they did. And I wanted to say is that the true fairest meme coins, actually what they need is ironically be more like
Slurf.
Like an IC, like Slurf. Like you actually need a very high liquidity, and you need a pre-sale to feed into that high liquidity. Because if you have high liquidity, the snipers get a tiny percentage of the supply. You cannot get rid of snipers. So these fair coins that try to be fair, and actually many of them actually try to be fair, they get sniped up, and they basically you have snipers eating everybody's lunch and make a lot of money, and everybody loses, and it's like, you know, a Burj Khalifa.
I mean, just so you
pumped out fund mechanism, which is a bonding curve, which is people submit their interest. So like you have a meme, for instance. The proper mechanism you talk about, which is right, is you have a meme, you have an idea, right? You're going to launch an elephant meme coin. You put it on pumped out fund or some, as an example. The community comes in and expresses interest, puts in their bids, and in a bonding curve based on the demand, you price it, and then people get their allocation. Yeah. Meaning, to your point, higher liquidity and more distribution. Yep. And you know, yes, there's always going to be snipers, but at least there's a more fairly distributed, out of the gate coin, and you avoid this problem. So
I think what you're saying is that, like the ICO process, which evolved into the IDO process, I think the process of issuing meme coins has to change over time to be more fair.
Yeah, well, it's already like I would argue a lot of the activity you're seeing in Pump.fund, which is a project in Solana, is that there's all these different memes being created, and it is a bonding curve mechanism, which is, in my opinion, probably one of the fairest distribution mechanisms for projects, right? Yeah. It's a very novel, like auction type of clearing mechanism, which is based on the initial interest and demand. And then over time, of course, you know, the market will dictate the price, but at least initially, you allow participants to express their interest, put in their bids. You have a clearing price based on, you know, a very clear mechanism, which is a bonding curve, and then, you know, out you go.
Guys, we've got like 5-6 more minutes. We could carry on, but I suspect that there may be some questions in the crowd, and I think this is a very fun topic. So let's do some questions, and then we could go on for hours about meme coins, and certainly, but if we could just maybe this gentleman over here,
Hi, thank you for the talk today. My name is Rashad. I'm with Dogecoin. I really enjoyed your conversation about Doge. I really think there's a lot of growth in the ecosystem, but I also wanted to get some of your thoughts on growth with respect to DeFi around meme tokens, and particularly within Doge or other ecosystems. Thank you.
I couldn't hear very well, unfortunately.
I'm not sure I understand the question. You want to know the growth of DeFi around Doge?
Yeah, like, do you have any thoughts? Like, so right now, meme tokens are primarily just like bought and sold, right? Like, do you have any thoughts on how DeFi might evolve around meme tokens?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can take your meme coin and put it and borrow against it or trade it. I mean, that's there's a lot of financial activity, or like a lot of. So take a look at the most active trading pairs. Like WIF, on any given day, sometimes does more volume than Bitcoin pairs in exchanges. So, and also, decentralized exchanges. Like there's a ton of volume for meme coins. And people can use it as collateral, and that functionality is no different than another token, right?
I don't see any credible lending protocol giving you a 2-to-1 ratio of loans against a cat with a hat. I've got to be honest. That said, we are currently doing an experiment ourselves to see if...
Wait a minute. How's that any different from giving, allowing people to borrow against their Picasso?
You said it. The one is speculation and the other one is...
No. I mean, hold on. Wait a minute. You're just talking about, there's a very robust market of trading volume, for these meme coins. I think there's a huge market to lend against them at the right risk profile.
Okay. Maybe you're right.
It's just a matter of how much LTV you're going to give. I agree. They're more volatile, and that dictates the interest rate, and your collateral quality is lower, perhaps, than Bitcoin. But I would argue it's better than WorldCoin.
Something I want to add there is some of these meme coins, like WIF, they have 40 daily volume is like $40 million. So these on DEXs alone. And these DEXs, the LP is generating 0.2%, 20 bips. Yeah. That's a lot of money. That basically is feeding into the DeFi ecosystem and spreading around. Yeah. And they generate more volume than absolutely anything, actually, aside of Solana and USDC.
Highest trading volume of all tokens in the first quarter, in the last quarter, was meme coins.
Yeah. Not only that, I mean, that when you want to, if you think about the quality of the collateral, right, as an example, your ability to liquidate, if the price goes down to liquidation price, your ability to liquidate a meme coin like WIF or Bonk or Doge is actually much easier given the liquidity in not only decentralized but centralized exchanges than your WorldCoin, which has
we're all going to get a cease and desist from Sam Altman if we carry on like this.
It's a matter of flows. Like if I were running Aave or Camino or with some of these what you care about is like how easily can you clear that collateral if you want to liquidate it. Meme coins they're taking up the most amount of volume.
I can see this.
Across DeFi and centralized.
I have this image in my head of a meme coin degen while the market's crashing, jumping from platform to platform, looking to stake his giraffe cat so that he can get leverage to buy the dip. We got another question here.
Yeah, thanks guys for taking questions. Alex briefly mentioned Pepe and how it started, and did you say it was like more centralized and a little bit more organized, and has it decentralized now going kind of into the election?
I mean, I'm not part of the Pepe team, but you hear things, basically.
It was sniped to shit.
Yeah.
The devs had a big supply of the token, and over time, they are or have released it. And by the way, I have no plans on committing suicide tonight.
Yeah.
Has it been
they bought their own
decentralized, though?
supply through time. So the process is called fake it till you make it. You start buying your own supply, and eventually you trigger, the team, you trigger FOMO from us, basically, and you, and everybody, and we start FOMOing because these guys actually put too much money behind to make it pump.
Anybody wants to build an amazing application, percentage tokens that were sniped on launch that have not been released back into the market. If someone can build that little plugin that can track snipers and tell us what percentage of the snipers have not been built, I'm funding it.
Yeah.
How do you feel that this time around there's so many different memes and it's more fractionalized? Do you think that, for example, last cycle we had Doge at a 90 bill. Do you think memes will still get to that level, or do you think because there's so many?
Like an individual meme project, or collectively as memes?
Individual meme projects.
Yeah, like my thesis for WIF and none of this financial advice is that like Solana is the most retail-friendly chain, therefore memes will do well there because retail likes memes, and so WIF for me is the most established. Like dogs are cute. Like you look at the picture. Like if you I surveyed like independent people, like non-crypto people, and they just laughed at the picture. I think that has memeability. So my thesis for WIF is that it converges on the value of something like SHIB. So that's like SHIB is now at like 28 billion fully diluted something. 13 or like 22 circulating. WIF is at 2.23 at any given day. I don't know, it's gone down quite a bit. So my thesis is, like, if I'm long Solana, I think memes will do well. And so for me, a meme in Solana is a levered bet on the Solana ecosystem. Yeah, I mean, I think Doge is down 50% from its high. It's all a matter of flows, right? I do think, like, if you think about if $100 new comes into crypto, what percentage of that's going to go to memes? I think the ratio of that is probably going to be higher this cycle than in prior cycles because you have higher throughput, lower fee blockchains that just enable just retail to actually operate in the space.
My thesis with any chain is if I like the chain, I buy the chain. I buy the casino, which is the DEX, which is the house. And I buy the meme because it's the most levered bet on whether the chain will work or not. That's
same thing here.
Yeah, it's three bets on any chain. Chain, lowest risk. If the chain works, the DEX is definitely going to do well. And then if the DEX works, then you want to take a really leveraged bet. And we actually have ratios of like chain to DEX to meme, where meme is like 1%, and maybe DEX is 20%, and then chain is like the rest. So that's kind of like how you get a leverage bet on every chain. Yeah. All right, guys, we're out of time. I think we need to go shower after this, the dirtiness of this talk. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.